All right. Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is indeed I, X7, your agent of Animated Awesome. It is Monday. That means we're going to be reviewing 4 more episodes of Speed Racer. So it'll be 18 through 21, two-part stories, which are quite good. And just to get the fun thing about these two-parters is you get to see more character-driven stuff here. And even though they definitely tried to hide some of the death and destruction in the US dub, you can still tell that these people, this is one, show that's not just for kids. Like, over here, everybody thought, oh, it's a cartoon. It's just for kids. So, having said all that, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these 2 episodes. Let me know what you think about Speed. I've gotten a lot of votes on the Speed Racer movie, and I'm not pleased because people want me to review it, and I don't want to sit through I liked the movie. I just, So, and if you could watch just a little longer than usual, please do. It really helps the algorithm. And having said all that, let's drop that checkered flag and let's roll.
Stop action both on and off the track with Speed Racer. Watch him weekdays at 3:30 on WSNS TV 44 Chicago.
All right, our first episode, part 1, is Girl Daredevil, which takes place over in the United States. I mean, Speed Racer was intentionally vague, I believe, about where the racers were stationed, but it did go all over the world. But now they're going to compete here in the Nitona race, I think is what it's called. Like Daytona, but it's Nitona. And they see this girl Daredevil, who is Twinkle Banks, leaping off the top of a building. Everyone thinks she's going to be killed, but she's not. And she openly flirts with Speed right there. And that does not make Trixie happy one bit. So, I mean, Nitona, yes, the Nitona race, because they want to go. Spital and Chim Chim want to go to the Spritle and Chim Chim want to go to the circus that she and her father, who is the clown, run. And Trixie is like, nope. But guess who wins? Spritle and Chim Chim. You can tell that it's in the U.S. because it says U.S. right there. Not in a very, well, it's, a two-topper anyway. And Speed's right. It's not much of a circus, but they do have monkeys, which enrages Chim Chim, who wants to be part of it. And there's some nonsense with that. There she is. She's doing the old. I've seen this with bicycles. I've never seen it with cars using centrifugal force, not centripetal, but and the lever is stuck. Oh no, her dad, because they can't afford to keep the upkeep on the circus because they've hit hard times. Has there ever been a story about a circus that hasn't hit hard times? I mean, I'm sure there has, but generally, every time a circus is involved in something, it's hit hard times, and they're running out of money, and the evil doer would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for those kids and their darn monkey. Yep. So she tells us that Speed actually mentions centrifugal force. She's not worried yet, but the lever's broken. Oh no! Dun, dun, dun. I'll try to save her. And Speed just jumps onto a flying car. And even Trixie's, she never has a real problem with the girls just because they think but she lets Speed know he needs to quit flirting with him. He saves her. The car explodes. Now, remember that. The car explodes. A little time to get over the shock. And Sparky's annoyed because Speed keeps leaving before he can get it fixed. They're looking for the Universal Circus. It's gone. And maybe US stood for Universal Circus. There have been unusual spellings in English spellings in Japanese cartoons before, or at the same time. She's still making fun. Now she's making fun, openly mocking him. What's that say? Niagara Falls?
It was in Niagara Falls. Niagara! Niagara Falls. Slowly I turned, and step by step, inch by inch, I walked up to him and I smashed him. I hit him. I bumped him. I tore him to pieces and I knocked him down. Oh! No, take it easy, bud. Take it easy.
You didn't think that was not going to happen when we say that place. Now I should say that the title, the Japanese title, is called "The Secret Treasure of Niagara," Part 1, Zenpen, and of course Part 2. So yeah, I mean, when I saw that, we knew that we were going to get the Stooges in here, and I'm going to try not to put any more of the Stooges in here, depending on the time frame as we zoom along. But there it is, the falls itself, looking beautiful. And there's our villain, Cornpone Broch. He's kind of a jerk, but he wants, of course, there's a secret treasure there. So Twinkle's going to go across it on her newly repaired fixed car, or just a brand new one, who knows. Cornpone Broch. What a name. And apparently Speed doesn't have to go on roads or anything in Niagara, in New York. Probably they're, I guess they're probably, yeah, they're not on the Canadian side because they mentioned that. There she goes. And she's making it. She's making it. Oh no. And there's a lot of grunting in the subtitles. The car falls down and crashes, but Twinkle manages to save herself. And now Speed's going to try to rescue her again by taking the wheels off of the actual wheels off and putting the Mach 5 on there without wheels. And he manages to rescue her. I mean, on the rims, so that he can see there's no wheels on there so that they can grip, but now he's driving it that way. No! But they fall in anyway. But fortunately, the Mach 5 has got an air supply, 15-minute air supply, and is waterproof. But they don't think they're going to make it. I'll get us out somehow. Niagara. Okay, I told you I wouldn't do it again. But there they are. Now, Girl Daredevil Part 2. This one was aired August 6th, 1967 in Japan. The other one was a week previous. The next two will be the next 2 weeks. So, they're still underwater, and they find a cave. And they finally, because right as they were running out of air. But now they don't have any more air in there. That's important to remember. Off they go to explore. They find totem poles, and then old Cornpone himself is down there and with his men. They're going to blow up the secret entrance because he's got the map to the secret passageway. And they tie up Speed and Twinkle, and they take the Mach 5. Now remember, the Mach 5 does not have rubber wheels on it, or it did not. Now again, these are not supposed to be watched back to back. So there's a bit of a continuity error here. There they are looking. Trixie's trying to get in contact with old Cornpone. And fortunately, the Mach 5 leaves tire tracks and they find each other. Trixie is super happy to see Speed, and he probably is happy to see her. It's not just a wrench in his pocket, you know. And now they found the Mach 5, and they're gone from from Niagara clear out to, North Dakota. So go figure. It's, yeah. So that's a long drive. And there they are. Something's up there. They see the light, and Chim Chim and Twinkle can climb like Chim Chim can climb like an ape, and Twinkle can climb like Spider-Man or Batman, and right they go. Trixie is not good at it, so she stays down and they take the elevator because she's smarter. So we find out that Cornpone is an art thief, much like, say, not Super Argo, but Argo Man. And there it is, lots of cars, and the Mach 5 now has wheels on it. Now, maybe Cornpone put wheels on it when he got there, but I doubt it because those tires probably are very special for the Mach 5. But Cornpone has panthers, and they attack him, and he gives one a haircut, but they can't. And now he's gassing him, so the panthers fall asleep, and then Chim Chim makes friends with him. They give him gumballs or some kind of candy. Stop that car. Don't let him get away. Or the lion. Now we've got a lion and her dad, and I don't remember what his name is. Does it say there? No. But he's the best animal trainer in the world, and he remembers it. And now everything's going to be fine. The panther's chasing there, and everyone catches. So Twinkle's going to do the trick once more, but there's a clown in there with her. They can't find Speed. And everyone claps. Mask falls off, and now stay tuned for more thrilling episodes of Speed Racer.
Alloy wheels, chrome details, custom paint, premium stereo. The Mystery Machine has room for 5, and the power and handling you expect from a quality driving machine. What the? Oh! Speed Racer on Cartoon Network.
Dogs should not drive.
All right, so here we have the fastest car on Earth, part 1. Now, this one is called in Japanese Akuma no Race Ka. Yeah. The Demonic Race Car, Zenpen, part 1. I just like saying Zenpen because it sounds fun. All right, so this is actually a very odd episode, and I wonder if it was, well, I don't know, because it starts out at midnight, the witching hour. And don't those trees look like they already have fingers and are about to come to life? They're digging up the GRX, the most powerful and dangerous high-speed engine. And that is a woman called Oriana Flub. I don't understand that one, but Speed and Pops are checking out the Mach 5 because they're going to race in the same Oriental Grand Prix, as Oriana says it, the Grand Prix. And they have a bit of a disagreement because Speed kind of storms off with Pops. And the dubbing covers it up, but you can tell that they're not happy with each other at the moment because Speed wants faster, more power, and to go faster. Oriana lures Spritle and Chim Chim in here. And there they are. And I don't know what her 2 henchmen's name are. But, and the dog. The dog's just innocent, but, they always use a bulldog she's the villain, the brains here. For some reason, she has to win. So they strap him into a smaller engine with the GRX and give him this V gas, which makes him immune to like stressing, it probably just numbs his senses really so he can drive faster, which is weird. But there's the dog. This is more comedy, but there's a lot of Spritle and Chim Chim nonsense in here. But again, they're just not awful. And in the last episode, they actually found them in the trunk, which is amazing. Like, what was he thinking that he could ride in the back of the trunk while they're going over Niagara Falls? Dog gets conked out. And there is the car with the GRX engine in it. And that's their vile villain that's driving it. They spray him so he can own it. And this other kid is Curly. I'm not exactly sure why he's Curly, because he has a lot of hair, but we're never really told who he is until the very end at all. There's the GRX race car. It's very sleek looking, I think. He recognizes it, and to stop, it has to use parachutes. 15 seconds. Whoa. And he warns him that the car is haunted, or it's a ghost car. And now he's going to they go to the graveyard to see who dug it up. And there's some spooky nonsense. Spritle and Chim Chim are cowards, but there they find it out that it's dug up. And then he says, this is where those people kidnapped us. And then they escaped. And Pops goes in there, and she knows who he is. And now they're like, well, we're going to stop you. And there's some fisticuffs, but she just, finally, after he beats up her henchman, she sprays him with knockout gas. And Speed is fascinated by this car and how fast it goes. And he goes a little speed crazy. Is that it? Speed is feeling the need for speed, I guess. Velocity. He wants to be a vector here. More fights going on. Oh, he and Curly fight, and he's looking at, oh no, he beats up somebody else. They have a fight. And Spritle likes danger because he's got a screw loose. There it is. Punch, punch, punch. Speed gets in there, but he can't handle it, and he blacks out. They are trying to rescue him, but but he's able to drive sort of subconsciously, I guess. How long before its inevitable crash? Part 2. So fortunately, since he's nutso, but he blacks out, and Spritle breaks the side window, and they jump in. And somehow there's a praying mantis in there that Chim Chim probably wants to eat because he lives on the bare necessities of life and candy. But they stop it just in time. There's another fight. Pops shows off some wrestling moves, a flying head scissors, a Boston crab. Just Gordon Soley should be narrating that. Brother! It's a Pier 6er here with Pops Racer demolishing Oriana Flubb's men. And you wouldn't say that anymore, I don't think. And he has to give him the treatment. Even Mom's like, you have to go through with it? Which is just water. He throws water on him. And Trixie gets in the way and she gets splashed. So that brings Speed out of it. And he's telling him he's worried about him and to stay away from it. Now here, we're having some speed trials. So in the last episode, there wasn't a race because they missed it due to being under the water. So the Nitona, they missed the Nitona. In this one, they're just doing speed trials here. And Loomis Tokar is driving the GRX car. And the Mach 5 by Speed Racer. They spritz him again, and off he goes. Now, the trick here is, if you have water, it reacts negatively with the V-gas and makes you afraid of Speed, so he just blacks out. Speed has to use the old the jacks to jump over it. And pa-boom! And it blows up. Now, they do say that he's alive. Oriana says, why don't you drive the GRX? And now Chim Chim and Speed are gone. And Pops is worried. They spray Speed. And there he is. And Pops just yanks him out of the car and puts him in there. And Curly steals it, the GRX. He's thirsty, so Trixie gives him water. He becomes afraid of Speed. He's only doing 60 kilometers per hour. They kind of cover that up. That's, so that's, I don't even know. It's not like Celsius to Fahrenheit where you double it and add 30, eh? But there's the old school. So Pops takes him there and exposes him. He's pulling the old Clockwork Orange thing. He just doesn't have Speed's eyes taped up, but he's tied up and everything. And he's making him watch it. Pops is, I would not want to cross Pops, really. The V-gas, the wears off. They can't handle Speed. So Speed is still afraid of Speed. But he's the race is there. And he's like, so he gives him a pep talk. And now Curly's going to be the winner of the Grand Prix. He spritzes himself with the V-gas and off they go. And Speed's just playing it safe because he's still scared. Yep, go team, number 5 or go. So putting the H on it, it's right there. It's in English. Don't put the H on it. You don't need it. But now he remembers Pop's words, and all of a sudden he starts going. He's in second place. And Curly gets thirsty, obviously an after effect. I wonder if they could have other stuff to drink, soda or something, but, it's better to not. But he jumps down and drinks out of the faucet, takes off. Kaboom! Curly's dead. DED dead. They say it, and they realize that they find out that he was the son of the man who invented the GRX and was killed by it. And that's why Pops didn't want him to have anything to do with it. And now they're everyone's friends again. And stay tuned next week for the 4 more, or maybe 5. No, 4 more, maybe 5, depending. Thrilling adventures of Speed Racer here on this channel. So those are our 2 episodes. Tomorrow we will be reviewing an Ultra movie. I think this is the first one of this year, the 60th anniversary of Ultraman. And that will be the Ultraman Zophie movie, which is mostly a clip show, but it was released in 84, and the 80s were those late 70s and early 80s were scarce times for Ultras. All right, my fellow agents. I am X7, and until our next assignment, I am signing off and phasing out.
Shut